Hello, everyone. Welcome back. This is Omnitalk Retail coming to you live from Shoptalk Europe. I'm Ann Mazenga.
And I'm Chris Walton.
And we are here in the Walmart Commerce Technologies booth number K30. Please come stop by, say hello to us if you're here at the show. And if not, feel free to leave your comments, questions, anything you might have in the feed, and we'll try to get to those as we go along today. Before we get started, just a big thanks again to Walmart Commerce Technologies for making all of our coverage of the show possible today. All right, Chris, now let's kick it off.
Yeah, let's introduce our guest.
I would like to introduce our guest standing between us here. Today we have Sathya Nandakumar.
Nandakumar.
You got that.
I did?
You nailed it. Nandakumar.
Yeah.
You got it.
Thank you for your patience with me, Sathya. Sathya is the CTO of Holland Barrett. Welcome to Omnitalk. We're so thrilled to have you. We appreciate you making the time today.
Thank you so much for the invite. It's glad to be here.
Yeah, no, we're excited to meet you. So tell us about your background, first of all, and then tell us about Holland Barrett, too, because, as you know, we're a U.S. media company. They might not be as familiar back home with what Holland Barrett is, so we'd love to find out.
Yeah, let me start from myself. So
Yes.
I've been a software engineer since '97. The good old days of Y2K, and
Okay.
the whole world is coming down.
Right.
type scenario.
Yes. The sky is falling.
The sky is falling indeed. Yeah, Java backend engineer. Worked in India. Worked in US for a bit. Came to UK in 2003.
Okay.
And my career, still I was doing engineering, individual contributor, working on various retailers. And then the career took off into management role. Lots of retailers in UK. I don't know why. I went from...
So you did, yeah. So around 2003, you started in retail?
Yeah. It was Royal Mail and Post Office at that time, and then went to Marks and Spencer, then Argo, Sainsbury's, and here at Holland Barrett since 2019.
Wow.
CTO since 2021.
Okay.
The company itself, it's a classic UK retailer, 150-year-old company, 1,000 stores across UK, Ireland, Netherlands, and Belgium.
Okay.
Going through the digital transformation, and the tech is a young 4 years old.
A young 4 years old, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's quite, probably that's what excites me, even though I keep complaining about it. It excites me to bring a digital transformation to company of this heritage and
Right.
kind of do something different and think different and bring the growth about. So my role here is technology across all our areas, which is UK, Ireland, Netherlands, Belgium, but we've also built a strong in-house engineering team with our platform on AWS, multiple squads around, all the way from digital, app, supply chain, commercial. Our store tech is ours as well. So
Okay.
we've come a long way in the last 3 or 4 years. We still have a long way to go.
Got it. And what product categories does Holland Barrett specialize in mainly?
Yeah, apologies. I should have told that. It's a health and wellness retailer.
Health and wellness.
Okay.
Yeah, health and wellness. So vitamins, supplements, foods, missions. We used to be strongly known for purely our vitamin category, but over the last few years, our commercial, our range team have done some amazing stuff. So we've launched a whole new range of food. We're going to be launching a whole new range of sports.
Wow.
Vitamins as well. But the biggest change has been how we want to solve people's missions, right? So we've gone from vitamin to your gut health, your women's health, your menopausal, like every taboo topic we have touched, and we are quite big in UK for that.
Right.
Joints, bones, and muscles, and now we are going to go after the people who want to help us with the sports needs, your active movers. So there's a big company mission, cultural change happening. And I'm great, I'm just super glad to be in part of the journey because tech enables everything.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah, the water's moving downhill for you guys
Yeah,
with a
yeah.
lot of those trends, if you think about it. That's great.
Well,
Yeah.
let's talk a little bit about what brings you to Shoptalk Europe. As you think about everything that you have in your purview, what are you excited to check out here?
I came last year with no background information.
Okay.
And it was almost like somebody told us, hey, do you want to come here? It looks like an interesting opportunity. And a few of us came here. And what excited me was the wealth of content,
Okay.
the wealth of content on stage and also off stage, what you get. And that excited me. So this year, a few more of us have come here. And some of them are very relevant, right? Like, as much as people might say, hey, what is a retailer, right? You take the products, you ship it to a customer. What difficult it is. Only people who have been in it.
Yeah, quite difficult.
Quite difficult in
Quite
it.
difficult.
And it's nice to exchange ideas with some of the peers who are going through the same journey,
Yeah.
talk to some vendors who might be able to help you, but also some of the industry talks were very much relevant to what we are facing. So you get some inspirations, you get some ideas, and I think it's the content is super good in Shoptalk, and that's why probably I'll keep coming.
That's
yeah.
why you keep coming. And you're part of the content too, if I'm not
Yes,
mistaken,
I
right? So
am.
tomorrow you're speaking,
Yes,
and you're
I am.
speaking on the topic of AI, is that
Yes,
right?
I am, yeah.
What words of wisdom do you hope to impart in the audience on that subject tomorrow? Can you give us a little taste?
It's about AI strategies. I won't share everything here.
Oh, come on. All right.
I
No.
need people to come tomorrow.
Yes.
I do need people to come tomorrow.
That's true. Yeah, we don't want to preempt anything.
Yeah, but it's just look. It's very simple thought process, right? Every company will need to have an AI strategy. It's not one of those can have. It's going to be must have. But how we shape it, it's not one size fits all. How we shape it, and therefore just sharing some thoughts on how we are approaching it, and if it helps other people in their journey, that'll be great. Yeah.
Are there any particular spots so that you can share just really quickly in terms for our audience in terms of where you think where it'll have the biggest impact to start?
The AI itself or the Gen AI? Which one are you
let's do
talking
generative AI actually.
Yep.
Yes, let's do generative AI.
about? It's a tough one, but let me start. Like, there are use cases which are already available, right? And they start talking about conversations, and they're talking about content and richness of the content. So I'll tell you where we have used it, which is what I'll share tomorrow. So maybe that's a sneak
little sneak
right?
peek, yeah.
How does search work? Search will normally work on your website based on your product categories attributions. When we had to go with missions, therefore, when somebody comes in a natural language, they type in, I've got knee health, there were two options. Either we start tagging thousands and thousands of content what we have with that particular tag,
Right.
or you do something and use the concept of Gen AI, which is going to help us through with it, does it for us, therefore it helps your search to bring about content and product. It's a very simple use case.
That's the best example I've ever had anyone share.
It's the simplest use case,
Yeah.
but it has helped us. So what we've done now, all our, if you go on your website or on app, the way in which our missions are attributed has been done via this mapping, which we know is going to be the right thing to do. But this is just, what do I call it? It's one of our experiments to see where we go with it.
Right.
And there'll be more to come along that way. And of course, there is tons of use cases with contact center. Everybody's talking about it. And there is tons of stuff which we want to do with our,
No worries.
with our store as well. So I mentioned to you, we've got 1,000 stores across the 4 countries, but we've got an 800 strong presence in UK. Sorry about that. 800 strong presence. And Holland Barrett, for people who are not aware of it, people come to talk to the store colleague. They will queue up to talk to a store colleague, and we are not a medical advisor or anything, but just to get that little help to make their life better, slightly better. Even if it is slightly better, we want to help. And at that point, how can we bring about the personalized content using Gen AI to share it with our colleague who can help our customer? Those are the options we are kind of thinking about.
Yeah. Well, Sathya, I'm curious then, as we kind of bridge into this topic of omnichannel, you mentioned that you're trying to figure out how to give that store associate experience, for example, to someone who might be shopping online. Can you explain a little bit about what omnichannel means to you and the team at Holland Barrett, and especially like some nuance, if there is any, with the health and wellness industry specifically?
Absolutely. And I find it funny, right? Like, we are in 2024 and we are talking about omnichannel.
I know, right?
None of us have
now, right.
Yeah, none of us have fully nailed it.
Right.
And for my brain, I always think about it as it's blurring the lines across channels, but still maintaining the uniqueness of a channel. So
That's interesting.
I'll give you 2 examples of my thought process, right? So this example of a store colleague being able to help a person, I could also translate it to online, right? But while we are trying to do it online, because you're a health and wellness retailer, you need to make sure, is there a way, you need to be aware that you don't heighten the risk, right? You cannot be there trying to tell, I'm going to cure X, Y, Z. No, that is not what Holland Barrett's mission is for. So whatever we try to do, I want to utilize the uniqueness of our stores, which is our colleagues and experience. But at the same time, online, what if I can connect my online customer to a nutritionist in Holland Barrett who could be in a store, right? Because some of the difficulties, and now that we've gone through a lot of women's health campaign, women's health is the most underinvested. And it's also one of the most taboo topic.
Right.
And we are championing, we are talking about it all the time. And so people might not want to come and talk in open. So how can we help them? So
Right.
those little nuances is what I think we can try and target a bit more.
Right.
Well, and a great use case for some of the technologies that you're talking about too.
Yeah.
I mean, being able to have that associate still give somebody the care that they need or the advice that they need at home is really, really
Yeah, I love how you said
remarkable.
bridging the gap between the channels, but then also keeping what's unique about the channel intact too. That's really smart. So putting your CTO hat on, with that in mind here, what are there any key ingredients to being successful as an omnichannel retailer? Anything you absolutely have to get right?
Yeah, if my team was here, they'll say not again, not this statement. But in my head, I've always said it's systems plus people plus process.
Right.
It's a combination of all of them, because you can build the same unified platform which is going to serve across multiple channels. All that is great, but you need the right people to make the best use of it and the right process to support the people to make it. And of course, the one fundamental thing, data. Data is the key. Data
Is that where
the
you
hot and
start? Is that the starting point?
Yes, when I started in Holland Barrett, there was absolutely zero single source of truth of data.
Okay.
And there was no way, and this is something I'll be talking tomorrow as well, you've got it out of me, is we made a very conscious decision in the early stages never to do any AI on top, because there's no data.
Because there's no good data for it, right?
No, what am I trying to do
Yeah.
here? I'll just be trying to, show something for the showmanship. But that's why we had to accelerate to build the right data, and then you build your every possible machine learning model on top of that, your customer insights on top of that, your CLVs and all that stuff, and it gets quite exciting. So for me, it's the right system, the process, and the people. And I also feel you need data champions across your business, not just within your tech teams, right? Who can look at the data, figure out what it means, because they are the experts, figure out what it means for them, and come up with innovative ideas that can make that a customer's life slightly better.
For the retail executives that are watching that maybe aren't as close to digital or technology, how long does that take? Like realistically till you can get to the, and it's probably not done yet, I'm guessing.
No.
But how long does it take till you get to the point where you can start saying, like, maybe as an example, like, okay, we can start doing some things with AI and trying to harness the value of it because we know our data's in a certain spot. Like, what is a realistic timeline here?
If I go back on our journey,
Yeah.
we had to run in parallel across multiple streams, right? Like we had to go online, digital, supply chain, and our data platform was also coming up along, and we started building our master data sources and interacting. So in my view, it's going to take anything between a year to two to go to some extent. But having said that, what the truth is actually what is the right data, right? Because you could say, well, I've got a right data and spreadsheet. Can I run some AI on top of it?
Right.
It could work.
Yeah, it could work.
Could work, but it depends on what is that you're
Depends on
trying
the
to
use
solve.
case.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Right. That's a great point too.
Yeah.
Well, let's get you out of here with this last question, Sathya. What are you excited about in the coming year? You've got your data set figured out for the time being for today, and you're running some of these tests. What else are you excited about, especially when it comes to the applications of AI in the months and year ahead?
AI is a huge topic, but just for the future of H&B and the months ahead, I think if probably I'm being a very biased here, but I'll say it. But I'm H&B, right?
Yeah.
I don't. We are going through one of the biggest and ambitious transformations, right? And it's not just from a tech perspective. We are doing it, as I said, across our multiple ranges. We are going to relook at loyalty.
Okay.
With loyalty comes your personalization. How do we engage our customers, retain our customers? And we are also looking at a lot on what does it mean for our retail customers, our retail store colleagues. So there is tons of opportunities that's coming up, and many of them still under discussions and going through our 3-year plan. But we also have our partnership with some of the key providers to get industry knowledge. So this is not a journey we are conscious we can go alone. So we'd want to get some use cases, successful use cases, and figure out how we take it from there.
Yeah, help and support.
Yeah.
That was fabulous.
Yes.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
very much.
Sathya Nandakumar, thank you so much for being
Thank
real.
you.
Thanks for being pragmatic with us. Our audience is going to love that.
Yes.
So thank you for spending time with us today. Thanks to Walmart Commerce Technologies for partnering with us on all the amazing content we're planning to bring you from this show, Shoptalk Europe. We're going to be here all day and all day tomorrow as well.
Yes.
Booth K30, Ann?
That's right.
K30?
K30.
Stop on by, say hello, and until then, next time, Ann.
Be careful out there.